But then when I got cancer, it was stage 2 when I detected it. It spread to my lymph gland also. Actually, people get very scared when they come to know
Yeah.
you have cancer.
Mm.
They say, "Oh my God, you have cancer."
Mais, motivated no of on the
Thank you very much, Anand, for having me on this interview. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
and all woman about
Thank you very much for your welcome. I'm always glad to talk to you and answer any questions you like.
life, life of being in the hand, but and them they are trying are for years and hope.
Life always brings us a lot of challenges, but you are also one of the shining stars who have come over the challenges and you're doing very good. I also have had many challenges thrown at me, but with the grace of God, I've been able to overcome them all.
Where I have the people who be but the are the woman around who tell me it a by one for hope for many.
Yeah, maybe it is a beacon, I don't know. It's just with the grace of God that I have passed through many challenges, I've passed through many diseases, problems, but I've always been happy and joyful, and I've continued living my life as normal as I could.
People be that in good to be in you yourself who are audience.
Okay, I am Suman Abrol, and I'm now 70 years old. And I have done my English honors from Delhi University and teachers training from Bombay University. And I taught for a few years, and after that, I opened a photo studio in Nehru Place in Delhi, and I've been a photographer for 31 years before retiring. And I've done a lot of photography. I had 7, 8 employees working for me. And we started with the small cameras, click 3 and other things, and went on to pagers. And then I sold digital cameras. And digital cameras were just starting then. They were ranging from 3,000 to about 10, 12,000. That is the time I started. And Canon was the only company over here. And I used to sell almost 3 lakhs of worth of cameras within the 4, 5 months. So I got many awards for that. They sent me on a trip to Nepal. They sent me on a trip to Singapore, to Bangkok, and I was one of the few lady photographers. And opposite my shop, there was this Modi Xerox, Modi's company. And people used to come and tell me that your name is spoken in our boardrooms. You know, that see, a wife and a mother of two small children, she has opened a business without knowing anything about photography. I joined the India International Photographic Council and I learned from the best, from people who were presidents, photographers, and others. I learned how photography from them from the scratch, how to open a camera, how to cut the film, how to take portrait photographs. I learned all that from them. And I got an award for that also.
Wow.
And amongst all the other photographers, I was the only lady in Delhi who was doing this.
Can you please say back with the moment you heard the Lord can down?
So, yeah, when I was working only, I came to know that I have breast cancer. And my mother also had breast cancer, and that was 40 years back. So that time the cancer treatment was quite bad. You know, there it wasn't so advanced. So with radiation, her whole skin used to become black and she used to cry a lot. And then it spread from her breast to her lungs. And they used to put injections and take it out and all. But then when I got cancer, it was stage 2 when I detected it. It spread to my lymph gland also. Then they said first we have to give you chemotherapy. So every week they used to give me chemotherapy, and they couldn't find my veins, so they cut a little portion on my chest and put a chemo port over there. And every week I used to go for this chemotherapy. 4 hours I used to be lying there. They used to give me treatment, medicines, anti allergic, all that for 4 hours once a week for a whole month. And and during that period, I lost all my hair. And but luckily, I was not very sick because the progress has been made a lot in cancer now. And then after that finished, then they did operation. So I had radical mastectomy. They cut off both the breasts and the lymph gland. And then they said, now we have to do radiation. Then they gave me radiation every day for a month. For 25 days, they gave me radiation. But during that period, I attended weddings. I even had a wedding in my own house, a Baha'i wedding, because that girl's parents weren't happy with her marrying a Hindu boy. So I had a Baha'i wedding at my place. I wore a wig. I used to attend all the functions. I used to attend all the meetings. And plus, I was going to work also. So it was
Yeah,
quite a challenge.
yeah,
But I went through it smilingly.
yeah. Did any get money or the habit why you were getting eaten?
Nothing really. Actually, it was quite difficult because naturally, such a big operation is very painful,
Yeah.
and it was difficult. But with the help of prayers and everyone's good wishes, I just got through it. I
Yeah.
said, everything will be fine. God is with me, so everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So, and we have a lot of good cancer doctors nowadays who get their training. They go in Apollo Hospital, they go to America every year, every 6 months, and they find out the latest medicines and they give it to you. So I had trust in the doctors and trust in God. So even though it was difficult, it was quite painful. And I mean, with all the chemotherapy, you have a lot of changes in your body. They give you steroids, so your body swells up with water. But I went through it. It
Yeah.
was okay.
How did you motivate him for you to the
Uh, Firstly, it was my husband, who's also a doctor. He was a big support. Plus, I just used to say my prayers, and Baha'u'llah helped me. So I was motivated and positive because of that through these difficult times. And I said, I have to go on. If I just let myself go and say, okay, I'm ill, I can't do this, I can't do that, then things will just go back to worse. So I said, no, I can do it. I will go through it. I'll have my normal, this thing, 19-day feast. I'll have my parties. Uh, I have a girls' PG running here. I motivate them to say prayers every week. So all that. Yeah, besides that, I had some problem with my heart and breathing. So I had a stent put in my heart. Then I have asthma, so I have a little problem breathing and climbing steps. But life has to go on. I said, never mind. Cancer, heart problem, asthma, and actually, people get very scared when they come to know you have cancer. They say, oh my God, you have cancer. But the thing is, cancer is treatable now, and especially cancer of the breast and certain things. Unless it is inside your body and it is, it affects your pancreas or your stomach or intestines, then it is difficult. Otherwise, cancer is treatable to quite a good extent now. You just have to have faith that yes, you will become all right and you will. Your body responds to how you think.
Did your daughter provide any emotional or motivated during your journey? It
Yes,
know how.
the doctors are very, very good here. I mean, one of the doctors here, Shaheen Noor Yazdan, he is in Apollo Hospital. He is a plastic surgeon. He is the one who told me, you will be perfectly all right. My wife has also gone through it. He used to come and see me almost every day at the hospital when my operation was going on. And he told the other doctors also that Dr. Abrol, my husband, he is my brother. So do look after them. So they treated me like one of their own sister. So the doctors were very good and very helpful. Emotionally, they were very good. Even now, whenever I go and meet them, they always give me a big smile and a hug. And they asked me to come and give talks to other cancer patients in Apollo Hospital because they said, here is one lady who, see, my hair has grown back normally, my face has become all right, everything is okay. And the doctors were very, very encouraging. In fact, Dr. Shaheen told me before my radiation that why don't you go to Dubai to your son? It was my granddaughter's birthday. So I said, I've just had my operation and I have to have radiation still. So he said, never mind, your radiation will come only after a month. Go and see your son, go and see your granddaughter. So I went there and I attended her birthday party. She was 3 years old then. They had a big party for her. And I came back much happier. And I was ready to go through my radiation. And I'm so grateful to him. And the doctor was very encouraging.
Yeah. how the your perspective on life can undergo diagnosis and treatment.
Well, my perspective is that as long as you live, live happy, and as and the doctors are there and God is there, and we will be treated, and I can overcome all this, and I will be a better and healthier person. So it didn't really change my perspective. It helped me. Actually, it helped me to be more sympathetic to other people also, you know, to empathize with others. Because if you have gone through suffering, you
Yeah,
know how it is. So you're more helpful to other people. You're more encouraging to other people. So I do go and meet people like in the hospital when the doctors call me for a conference or meeting. They come and ask me to talk on the stage to other cancer patients. And they say, see, she is here. She had cancer 6 years ago and she's perfectly fine. She's roaming around the world. She's eating everything. She's enjoying her friends, enjoying her life. So it gives you a more positive attitude.
yeah. What do the family then or support group be in your view?
They played, my family and friends played a big part because without their support, you feel lost and lonely.
Mm,
My husband was my biggest support because as a woman, I felt, my God, they're going to cut off my breast. How am I going to feel? And he said, there's no problem. You can wear implants. You have implants and you have this thing to take over. So you will look absolutely normal. Even my friends and my family, they treated everything very normally. And of course, my son was here. Every time I had chemotherapy, every week, he used to send me flowers every week, which was really sweet. And the family's full support was there. All the friends are also very encouraging. That makes all the difference if you
yeah,
have good family and friends.
yeah. Are you aware of any major breakthrough in cancer treatment?
Yeah, there are many major treatments breakthrough in cancer. I mean, earlier, like my mother's time, when they gave you radiation, your whole skin became black. Now they have radiation only in that particular part where you have cancer. And they put a bubble wrap on top of you and they put you for 10 minutes through this machine. PET scan they do. And with the PET scan, they can find out exactly where you have cancer. And every year they do a PET scan to see if it has gone any further or not. And India has some of the best treatments and at a very, very reasonable rate. I mean, the doctors get all the technology and everything from America and they come and they buy the machines over here. It is expensive, but in the government hospitals, they're even doing it for the poorer people.
Mm,
So we have, I mean, from what my mother's time, how she used to cry and she used to be really hurting. I mean, for me, it was like a breeze because the chemotherapy, I had no vomiting, no problem. They gave medicines, anti-allergic to control that. They'd give you one, they'd flush it out, then they'd give the second part. And for 4 hours, it used to continue. And you just had to lie there, that's all. So, medicine has really advanced, especially in cancer
mm,
and even in radiation and all. They just put a plastic cover on you and you go through this for 10 minutes. The machine goes around you and hardly any noise, and you come out of it. Your skin just changes one shade darker, and within 2 3 weeks it becomes the normal color. So it's not like, they used to, my mother's time, that was, the skin used to be black and it used to hurt and they had to change the dressing. So cancer treatment has really, really advanced.
Yeah. What one piece of advice you would give to someone who had been bitten with cancer?
What advice I would give to someone who's battling cancer? I'd just say, pray to God, you'll be fine. Cancer treatment has really advanced now, and don't worry. Unless it is a stage 3 or stage 4 cancer, it can be cured. Cancer really can be cured.
Is there any would be people that are about cancer and
People understand better. Yeah, people should understand cancer a little better and its impact. Its impact is not so bad. Only thing is, if you have chemotherapy, then it does, affect you a bit. Like, it kills the cancer cells and it also kills some normal cells. But there is enough medicine now for you to come over that, overcome that battle. So people should not be discouraged. I mean, like my cousin rang me up from America and she said, "Oh, you have cancer," and she started crying. I said, "What are you crying about? I have cancer and I'm not crying. My treatment is going on fine." And it's been 6 years now. All that I do is take one hormonal tablet every morning. That's it. And the doctor said this will be your this thing cure against cancer. So if you keep taking this one tablet, you'll be fine.
yeah,
So I mean, it's not such a scary thing that okay, they have cancer and that's the end. It's not like that. But you have to take your treatment, and you have to believe the doctors, and you have to take your chemotherapy, and don't say I don't want this, I don't want that. They are quite knowledgeable now, and in most of the hospitals they have cancer cure and doctors who can look after you. So it's nothing to be really scared of unless it is very advanced. And another very important thing is you must get your checkups done regularly.
yeah,
I mean, I have relatives who have had prostate cancer, men, and my daughter in law's father, he had cancer, prostate cancer, and they just gave him radiation, nothing else. And he's perfectly fine now. I have another uncle who has prostate cancer. He's also been cured. It takes about 6 months. Sometimes it is a little painful because naturally it is in that part of your body, but they've overcome it. And one of our cousins, I mean, it's been almost 8 years now. He had it before I had my cancer. He's perfectly fine now.
yeah. Everyone know that penny does have, but feeling it is human nature.
Yeah, feeling scared is human nature, but there's no need to panic about it. I mean, there's no need to panic about it because there are cures now. Unless it is very advanced, if you have regular checkups done, then there is nothing to be scared of. The only thing is that cancer is a silent killer. Like, I didn't know I have cancer till one of my cousins had it. And then she went for a checkup, and my husband said, "Your mother also had cancer. Why don't you also get a checkup?" And I went for a checkup after 4 years. Otherwise, I used to get it every year. And then I found out it's there in both the breasts. So it is important to have, and it wouldn't have reached that stage. Two of my cousins have had, even my own sister in America, they get checkups every year, especially if it is in the family. And when it was in the early stages, they found just a very small lump, the size of a pea. So they operated on her, and they didn't give her any chemotherapy or anything. They just gave her some radiation. That's all. So, what I'd suggest to people is that instead of panicking afterwards, or having, if the stage is 3 or 4, stage 4, when nothing can be done, it's better to get your checkups done once in a while. If you get a PET scan done, especially if you have a family history, then they just inject you with some sugar chemical, and then that sticks to the area which has cancer in your body. So you know if you have cancer. So if it is at a very early stage, then it's just no problem at all. But even if it is at a stage 1 or 2 and it can be removed, then there's nothing to worry about it. So a regular checkup is important. And then there's nothing to worry about.
In the go book or the menu that you have that help you.
Yeah, the thing is, think positive. If you are a positive person, things will happen. Because what you think, how you think, that affects the rest of your body.
Yeah.
If you think, okay, I'm going to get all right, I'm all right, you will be all right. But if you think, okay, this is the end, I'm going to die, and you just let yourself go, then nothing can help you. So you have to just pray to God, have faith, look after yourself, and that's the main thing. Be positive. That's what life is all about.
Before we wrap up, I would like to hear your thoughts on how you have that.
I think this is a very good app. I hear you. I mean, I could understand you perfectly well, and your English is so good. I'm an English honors student, but I know your English is so good. And you ask such good, relevant questions. And this app is excellent to help you.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about it.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this inspiring and vulnerable evening.
Thank you very much for having me. And it was really a pleasure to talk to you. And you asked very good and relevant questions. And your app is excellent. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Okay, bye bye.